Now, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to get the show on the road?
Yeah.
Well, that's bullshit. Come on, you can do better than that. Are you ready to get this show started? Come on!
Oh, yeah.
Alright, put your hands together for your host and MC for the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Make a lot of noise for Steve Yesconis!
Hey, good evening, everybody. How are you?
Good.
Come on.
Yeah.
Let's go a little louder. How are you guys doing? I can't see you, but it feels like I'm here by myself, the way that sounded. In any case, hey, thanks for coming. I'm excited to be your host tonight. I hope you have a good time. Now, I did a show in Hershey a couple weeks ago. It was a benefit show. It was a lot of fun. We raised a lot of money, but I was watching the video, and I must have said 100,000 times. It was terrible. So I'm currently in rehab, and tonight, to help me... Wait a minute, I didn't start yet. But to help me with my rehab, I have some dollars, okay?
Oh, nice.
Every time I say let me know, and I'm tossing one out there, all right? And
He's going
hopefully,
broke.
I don't go through all these, and if I do, I probably should not do comedy. In any case,
That didn't take far.
Oh, look.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that was a mess. In any case, you have to watch what you say in these day and ages now, because everybody seems to get offended. And sometimes when you say the wrong thing, sometimes that's how fights get started. So tonight we're going to have a little bit of fun with that's how the fight started.
Woo! Steve.
My girlfriend and I were in bed one night watching Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You guys all familiar with this show?
Yeah.
And I turned to her and said, hey, you want to fool around? And she said, no. And I said, is that your final answer? And without looking at me, she said, yes. So I said, I want to phone a friend. That's how the fight started. One Saturday morning, I snuck out of bed early in the morning. Went out into the kitchen, packed some sandwiches, got a thermos of coffee, grabbed a 30-pack of beer. Went out to the garage, hooked up the boat, pulled outside, and it was nasty out. It was raining, windy. It was terrible. So I backed back in the garage and turned on the Weather Channel and said it's supposed to be like that for the rest of the day. So I snuck back in the house, took off my clothes, snuck back into bed next to my girlfriend with a different agenda. And I said, man, is it miserable outside? And she said, yeah, and my asshole boyfriend's out there fishing in it. That's how that fight started. The lawnmower was broke at the house, and I had other things to do, like hockey, drinking beer, things like that, more important to me. And so my ex-wife at the time, she decided to prove a point.
That was
Did I?
Yep, twice.
I didn't hear it. I think you guys are lying. You want my dollars. Oh, that one flew good. There you go. Have an dollar. Anyways, my ex-wife, to prove a point, she was like, one day I got home and she was sitting out in the grass and she was using a pair of sewing scissors to trim the grass. And I came up and I looked at her for a second. I walked in the house and I got a toothbrush. And I came back out and I handed her the toothbrush. And I said, well, here, when you're done cutting the grass, maybe you could sweep the driveway too. The doctor said the pain will only last more than a year. My dad was retiring. He went to the Social Security office to sign up for Social Security. And he was going through all the stuff, filling out all the papers and stuff. And the lady says to him, well, all I need is your driver's license to prove your age. And he starts rooting around. He can't find it. And he said, I must have forgot my wallet. I'm going to have to come back at another time. And she said, well, hold on a second. I have an idea. So she said, take off your shirt. So my dad unbuttons his shirt, revealing the gray curly hair on his chest. And she goes, that's proof enough. I'll go ahead and process your application. Now, my dad was very excited about this, and he got home and he was telling my mom the whole story about how this all went down. And my mom said, well, why don't you drop your pants? Maybe you could have got disability, too. And that's how that fight started. I was sitting there one time on the couch watching TV, flipping through the channels, and my girlfriend at the time came up to me and she said, "Hey, what's on the TV?" And I said, "Dust." And that's how that fight started. Back when I was... Damn, I knew this was a bad idea.
You should just keep the bag with you.
I'm doing pretty good, though. I only threw out 3 of these so far, and I'm not throwing them out too good either.
Jen, you already got it.
That'll end up being your bar tab till this is over. In any case, this is horrible. All right, I'm not saying ever.
Over here. God, yes. No. Bullshit.
I'm going to run out of time is what's going to happen. All right. I almost said it, but I didn't. That's not it. In any case, my ex-wife was hitting around about our anniversary was coming up. She was hitting around about, about things that she would like to have. And she said, "I want something shiny that goes from 0 to 150 in 3 seconds." So I bought her a bathroom scale. And that's how that fight started. One day, up in the bedroom, my girlfriend was standing there naked in front of a full-size mirror. A little upset about the way that the lines or the years have taken over her body, the lines and the wrinkles, the wiggles and the jiggles. And she turned to me and she said, "Look, if you love me, you'll say one positive thing about my body." And I said, "Well, there's nothing wrong with your eyesight." And that's how that fight started. We were at a class reunion, and the girl I was dating at the time, she kept staring at this guy who was sitting at the bar all by himself. And he was just sitting there swallowing his drink. And finally I said to her, "Do you know him?" And she said, "Yeah. Unfortunately, he was a boyfriend of mine. And from what I understand, he took to drinking some years ago when I broke up with him." And she said, "He hasn't been sober since." And I said, "Wow, I can't believe somebody could go on celebrating that long." That's how that fight started. My mother-in-law, one year for Christmas, I bought her a burial plot, and the next year I didn't get her anything. And when she questioned me on this, I said, "Well, you didn't use what I got you last year." That's when that fight started. I got into an accident the other day, and the guy in the other car, I said, "Aw." The guy in the other car, he got out. He was a dwarf. And he comes up to me and he goes, "I'm not happy." And I looked at him and I said, "Well, which one are you?" Anybody need an explanation on that joke? All right. So anyways, I posted on Facebook one day how I really felt about a subject. That's how the fight started. All right, you guys, you ready to have some fun?
Woo! Yeah. All right,
No more arms from Steve tonight. I think I've cured myself with $6 already. Anyways, our next comedian from San Francisco, Nick Palmer.
Yeah! Good. That was blowing up.